Welcome back into FS25. This is episode 15 on Zielonka. We're still in March and it is still pouring rain. I looked at the forecast and it's going to rain all day. So we're going to go ahead and try and mud this in. We got the seeder here and we're going to plant oats. So we're not going to worry about spraying today, even though I think it would probably work in the game here. You're not supposed to spray when it's raining, so we're not going to spray. However, I am going to go ahead and try and mud these oats in. That way we can at least have those planted. And that'll probably be the end of our journey here in March. We've gotten a lot accomplished. So we will get this fired up. And I'll get my steering assist going. That looks pretty good. So we'll call that good. And we will drop it down. And we'll get this field planted. Shouldn't take very long. We will have to spread some more dry fertilizer, however. This seeder does not have a fertilizer tank on it. It is seed only. So we do need to spread fertilizer again, but that won't be a big deal. We can go ahead and do that next month. Won't hurt a thing. But we'll go ahead and get this hammered out quick, and I'll see you guys when we get finished. Welcome into April, everyone. It never did stop raining for the rest of the day in March. So we didn't get anything other than that oat field planted. We have a lot of spraying to do, a lot of fertilizing to do, and a lot of planting to do here in the month of April. And you can see it's already 11 o'clock because it rained all morning. So we have a whole bunch we need to get done. But first, I thought we'd start here at the goat barn, check on them. They're at 100% health and they have over 28,000 liters of meadow left. So they're sitting just fine, doing great. And they're all babies and apparently invisible after the rain. Yep, there's 50 of them out here somewhere. Oh, there's a couple. Boy, they are hard to see in this tall grass. So, oh, there they are. There's the rest of them. So, yeah, they are very difficult to see in this tall grass, but they are doing very, very well. So, we'll run over here to our cow barn, check on them. And we are sitting at 75% health. They've got 51,000 liters of food, 933 liters of milk, not bad for their first month. And they've got plenty of straw yet, and we've got some slurry made. So, they're doing quite wonderfully. We should probably shut that door so the cows don't get out, right? So, we'll run over here. I don't know if there's any... Nothing. So they're using the straw, but it's not going into the manure heap. Well, we'll have to figure that out later because for now, we have got to get to planting. So we'll get over here, jump in the Massey. We'll get this puppy fired up, and we're planting soybeans this month. So we'll get over here to the field. We'll get this folded out. You can see the tires. They're still wet, so it has not been very long since it quit raining. We'll go ahead and get our steering assist set up here. Want 2 passes. All right, that is perfect. So we'll get this fired up. Back up just a smidge. Get it dropped down. And we'll get to planting. Got a few fields we need to get planted here, so we'll hurry up, get these finished out, and then we're on to spraying. All right, we have this field finished, so we will head down to our next field, get it going. You can see our sunflowers growing in the field next to us. They look great. Our oats look pretty fantastic as well. So we will make the corner here, barely, and we'll head down to the next field. All right, we're getting this field planted here. It shouldn't take too long, and we will have a whole bunch of spraying to do. You can see there's weeds growing absolutely everywhere. All of our fields are weed infested and killing our yield at the moment. So that is something we're going to have to jump on right away. All right, we're finishing up the last little bit here. And boy, do we have a lot of work to do yet. We'll get this finished. We got to spray herbicide. We need to get mowing done so we can make hay because we are out of hay bales that I bought for the cows. They're sitting good this month, but that doesn't mean they're going to be sitting good next month on their feed. So we need to make sure that we try and get ahead on the hay. That way we don't fall behind just in case this crazy weather makes things very difficult for us again. So we'll finish up this little dab. We'll head back home, unload it, return the planter, and then we got to get to doing the rest of our field work. All right, well, we got the sprayer hooked up and we are spraying the herbicide here. And I thought this tractor honestly would be more than big enough for anything we need. These two fields over here are proving me very, very wrong. Trying to go uphill has not gone well. We definitely need a more powerful tractor if we're going to continue to plant up and down the hills. Otherwise, we're going to have to go side to side in short row. And I'm not a fan of short rowing whatsoever. So we're going to have to figure something out. Otherwise, it's just going to be a gigantic struggle the entire time. And as you can see behind the sprayer and out in front where I've already sprayed, this is why I spray right after I plant as much as possible, because the field looks like crap after you spray the weeds and they die off. It just looks terrible. Whereas if you spray right after you've planted, this isn't a thing, and the field is always looking its best no matter what. But not much we could do this time around because of the weather, and stuff happens sometimes. But we'll finish spraying. I'm probably going to have to buy some more herbicide. I don't think I'm going to have enough to get all of the spraying done, and I've only got $4,000. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might have to go ahead and just sell whatever milk we have for whatever price I can get just to try and scrape by, because we need to make it to June, and that's when I will be able to sell my soybeans. But this field's done. The two fields across the road there are done. So we just have our big fields left. All right, and with that, all of our spraying is finished. So we will take this sprayer back to the home place, get it unhooked, and we have dry fertilizer we need to get spread on some of these fields. For some reason, it didn't fertilize when I was planting. I'm not entirely sure why, but for some reason it didn't work. So we're going to go ahead and get some dry laid down, make sure our yields are all the way up as high as we can get them. All right, well, I broke out the new Massey to get the fertilizer spread. We're starting to get quite a few hours on the other one, on our big one, so figured I'd get out the small one. This one we'll use for all the mowing and baling and stuff anyway. But figured we'd just well get it out, use it for spreading our dry fertilizer, because why not? All right, we're finishing up our last pass here, spreading the fertilizer on this field. Now, we can't put any fertilizer down on our two soybean fields. It's not letting us, even though it's not showing that the planter actually put down any fertilizer. So we'll have to wait until next month. I did have to borrow another $5,000 to get some more dry fertilizer, but you can see this field is fully fertilized. This one should be, and it's not, and this one should be, and it's not. So I don't know why it didn't work that way, but it didn't. So they will have to wait until next month so that we can get those fertilized. So for now, our fertilizer is done. So we will head back and we will hook up to the mower so we can get some hay made here, because our cows are definitely going to need it. So this is a prime example of why I want to spray prees and never let weeds grow. Over here we have our plowed ground, and you can see it's a 97% yield bonus. We walk over here to where the weeds grew, and it dropped us 10%. We took a 10% hit on all the fields that had weeds growing. So definitely need to make sure that we get the herbicide sprayed early. That way the weeds never come up, because that hurts. 87% to 97%. And at this point, every liter of yield we can get really matters. With that, we are done mowing this hayfield. So now we need to go ahead and get the tedder attached and get this tedding done. That way we can turn it into hay instead of just grass. Have our tedder hooked up, so we will go ahead and set our steering assist. That looks pretty good. So we'll get it fired up, drop it down, and we'll get this field tedded. First pass around the outside, it's going to be kind of the grass that isn't actually the field. It's just the edge of the field that we mowed, get that extra little bit. And then we'll be using our steering assist after that. So, oh, and this tedder is the, I don't know, Samsnis, however you say it, 8.9 meter tedder, and it seems to be doing a pretty bang up job. But we'll knock this out quick, and then we should be ready to windrow. And I've still got to figure out how I'm going to get a windrower. All right, well, we're finishing up our last pass here, tedding, and I did end up buying a windrower. There's one in the used market. I ended up having to borrow another $10,000 to get it, so I'm a little over $1 million in debt. You know, gonna probably be drowning in interest payments, but what the heck? It's the American way. What can I say? So we'll finish this up. We'll go pick up that new windrower, get this windrowed, and then try and figure out how I'm actually going to pay all of this back because we're not done expanding yet either. Still got to figure out some way to get some more fields yet as well. So probably going to be doing a little bit of robbing Peter to pay Paul for a year or two yet, but we are expanding. Things are getting better. The milk from the cows and the goats should definitely make a big difference for us. But for now, we just got to try and figure out how to survive. We got the new windrower picked up, so let's go ahead and get our steering assist set up here. And I'm guessing it's probably going to miss some like the last windrower I was using did. So we're going to cut this down a half a meter and make sure that we're overlapping a bit. That way I'm not missing anything. So we will get this fired up and we'll be on our way here. And as you can tell, the windrower is in desperate need of some repair, but I don't have the cash to get it repaired. So we're going to have to try and struggle through for a bit with some of our equipment, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just a pain in the butt. May end up forcing me to go a little bit slower. That just is what it is at the moment because we are way low on cash. Well, we're about done tedding here. This has been an interesting process to say the least. I gotta be honest, it hasn't really gone the way I thought it would or the way I had hoped it would. But nonetheless, it is done, so we can get this put away and go grab our baler and see how baling goes on this field. Hopefully, it goes a little better than the tedding did. I had some issues with with the tedder kind of getting stuck. I haven't had anything else getting stuck. The mower, tedder, all of that was good, and I think I've been saying tedding. This is windrowing. I've been having problems windrowing. There we go. Let's get the terms right here. But yeah, the windrowing did not go well. I don't know if it's because this piece of equipment needs to be repaired, if that was my issue, or what. But definitely had a few issues, so let's hope the baling goes a little better. All right, we're finishing up our last two little windrows here of hay. And we've gotten 17 bales, hoping to get an 18th. It's going to be close, but I don't know if we're going to get it done. That's all right. Not the end of the world. But 17 bales is pretty good. And these are the 180 centimeter bales, not the 150s. So, yep, we did not have enough. We're a couple thousand liters short. No big deal. Let's see, can we? Turn off bale. Yep, still can't. Still can't unload a round bale. It's annoying, but not a big deal. We'll get this thing put away, grab our bale trailer, and get all the bales picked up. So we should be sitting pretty good on grass and hay. We've got a nice, decent-sized hay field here. Like I said, we've made 17 bales off our first cutting, and we're going to should be at least two more, possibly three. I doubt it with it being April already and this being our first cutting, but you never know. So we'll go ahead, get these round bales picked up, and get them thrown in our bale storage. All right, we got all the bales picked up, and as you can see, I've got seed and fertilizer in here because I completely forgot that this was a pallet storage as well, and just emptied out the planter this spring a little too close to this. So we're going to have both hay bales and seed and fertilizer in here. So that's unloaded. That is fantastic. Drive around the building here. There's just enough room for us to squeak through. As long as we don't flip it. All right, perfect. Get that unhooked. And we need to put more fertilizer down on our grass field. So unlike earlier this spring, we do want as much yield as we can out of this grass. Whereas the last few years, we've been maxing out the bale limit because we've been using smaller bales and bigger fields. So this time around, we definitely need to get some fertilizer put down. And for some reason, this spreader always goes back to 15 meters. It is super annoying. So we'll get it back up to 42. There we go. And we'll get this grass fertilized here. This should put us back up to 100%. All right, and with that, our fertilizing of the hayfield is done. So it is getting into the afternoon here. It has been quite the long day here in April. We've got a lot done, still have a lot to go. So we need to do some more fertilizing yet, and we should be completely done with spring, so it should just be some fertilizing. We've got some soybeans we need to sell yet, but those are in the upcoming months. So I think we're going to go ahead and call that it for the month of April, and I will see you guys in probably June. All right, welcome into June, everyone. It is time to sell our soybeans, and boy, do we need it. We are $6,000 in the hole. So we have those stored up at the train depot so that we can put them on the train. However, if we check out our prices, we're getting quite a bit more at the grain mill. So I think we're going to go ahead and pull those soybeans out of the train depot and take them down to the grain mill, because we also, in order to take them to Grant, we have to rent the train, which also costs money. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and jump in the tractor, hook up the trailer, and go up to the train depot and pick up the soybeans and take them down to the grain mill. But while we're on our way to the train depot, I thought we'd stop in, take a look at these goats. They're now getting a few months old, so thought we'd check, see what they look like. You can see they are getting a little bit taller. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And they are absolutely adorable. Love how they play around and stuff. So they are doing fantastic. They have plenty of food yet out here in this pasture. So if we take a look, you can see they've still got 25,000 liters of meadow. Their health is at 100%. So everything is fantastic there. So we can stop in and take a look at the cows on our way by there as well. Well, if we take a look, yeah, we're not getting any manure. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to have to see if we need to place it someplace, put it someplace else, or what's going on. But our animal health is at 100%. They've still got 28,000 liters of food. So we will have to be bringing some hay bales over here pretty soon. They've still got all of their straw. They haven't used any of the straw. Huh. That would explain why I have no manure. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I don't know why it's not using any of the straw, but it's not. But they've got a little over 6,000 liters of milk so far. That's pretty good for 35 cattle. I'll definitely take it. The peak sale price is in September for milk, and our goats aren't really producing any milk yet. It's going to be a bit, so we're probably not going to get any goat milk sold this year, but we will definitely get some of this cow milk sold. I'd like to be able to put up a dairy, that way we can do some bottled milk, but until we need to get some money first. Our finances are not good whatsoever. So we're going to go up and get these soybeans, get them sold off, and maybe we can find a way to pull out getting a dairy, but I doubt it. But we'll see what happens. Well, we're loading up the soybeans here, and I did some quick math, and yeah, it's almost a $5,000 difference to take them down to the grain mill compared to selling them at Grant, and that does not include the train rental. So if you put the train rental on top of that, you're talking maybe $8,000 difference, and that's huge. So definitely taking this down to the grain mill, and I think we can take a little detour through the woods while we're on our way down there. No reason to stick to the highway, but we'll see how much we get when we get down to the grain mill. All right, well, we're down here at the grain mill getting these soybeans dumped off. We got 94,000 liters, so this should be a relatively pretty good payday here. And it definitely is. That gave us $325,000. So we have multiple things we can do with this. We have debt, massive, massive amounts of debt that we need to pay back. And we have expanding to do. I want to get an oil mill. I'd love to get a grain mill. And I want to get a dairy. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no oil mill here that you can buy. But there is a dairy. There is obviously the grain mill here. And we can produce some flour, start making our grain make us a little more money. So as you can see, our sunflowers look fantastic. And if we jump out, yep, we're at 87% yield. So we have got to make sure we do that pre-emergence. That is huge. That is a 10% yield bonus difference, and that is we're talking thousands of dollars at this point. So that's something we got to fix. But back to the task at hand. There's definitely a lot of things I want to buy. Don't have the money to buy them. I still have a lot of equipment I need to buy. I need a combine. I need a planter. We've got all kinds of stuff we need to figure out. If I can figure out the manure spreader or the manure issue, I'll need a manure spreader. But we've got plenty of slurry, so I'm going to need to get a slurry spreader as well. And that'll cut down on our fertilizing cost. So we've got a lot to do and not a lot of money to do it. Well, I almost forgot. We need to finish fertilizing our fields here. So we've got two fields that need to be fertilized, this one and our big soybean field. So we'll go ahead and get this done quick and try and figure out where we're going to go. I don't know if we're going to buy equipment or not. There's like 15 things I want to get, and I can only afford maybe one or two. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. But we'll get this fertilizing done quick. Won't take very long, and see if I can come up with a decision. All right, we're finishing up this last pass here, getting this fertilizer done, and we will be done fertilizing everything for this summer. And you can see I dropped down to $233,000, and that is because I went ahead and bought a slurry tanker and the knife attachment that goes on the back of it so that we can start knifing in the slurry and hopefully cut down on these fertilizing costs, because this fertilizer is expensive and it is definitely keeping me broke. That is for sure. But this is it for our fertilizer for now, so we'll take this back and then we will run to the shop and pick up our new slurry spreader. All right, well, we're down here at the shop, and I got the big tractor down here so we can pull this thing home. You can see I got the big tanker, holds 20,000 liters, and we got the knife attachment to go on the back from Zunhammer, not really sure. But yeah, that is going to work out great. I don't think we can go through our hay field with it being a knife attachment, but we can definitely do all the crop ground with it. So that should help start alleviating some of our costs. So we'll get this fired up, get it folded back up, and we will get it home. Well, it's June, and I almost forgot that we have grass to mow. I've gotten so used to only mowing it once a year that I've completely spaced it off. So we have grass to mow, so we will go ahead and get this field taken care of. We will make it all into hay again. And our third cutting, I might just go ahead and make silage. But we're going to mow all of this, and then I think we're going to jump over to where all the cattle and goats are. And I think we'll get that mowed as well and see what we can come up with here. So, get this fired up, get it dropped down, and we'll get to mowing. Well, we're here at the shop, and we brought the John Deere mower back because I was trying to have the AI mow for me, try and speed this process up a little bit, and they couldn't figure this thing out at all. They kept trying to back up, getting stuck, just doing circles out in the field. It was a nightmare. So, we're going to sell this off and buy a different mower that I think the AI can handle. So we're going to go ahead and repair it. We will go ahead and repaint it, and then we're going to sell it. 23,000. I think that's more than I bought it for. Perfect. So we're going to go with the Samaz mower. It's 3.9 meters. We don't, well, yeah, we're going to go with this one because that's the same style. It's bigger, but it's the same style. The AI couldn't figure that out. They're not going to figure it out now. And that one's interesting. Actually, it's 52,000. Yep, we're going to buy it. Why not? So that was easy. It does require pretty high horsepower for a mower anyway. But that's not a big deal. So we'll get this hooked up, we'll get back out to the field, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, significantly better than what it was going. All right, we got all of the baling done. I had problems with the AI workers, and this is the second time I've had problems where they just go crazy, and the second time it's crashed shortly after. So if you're playing on console, at least PS5 anyway, if you start having issues with AI workers not doing what they're supposed to or doing what they normally do, you're about to crash. Not sure why, haven't figured that part out yet, but I have figured out that, yeah, when they start going crazy, they crash. So we got all the baling done. I brought some bales over here so that we can get these cattle fed. And these are the liftable bales mod. And I also made some grass bales for the goats in case we need those. But I'll bring a few in here and then we can put the rest back in the bale storage for use on a later date. And yes, if you look, we're still not using straw. I do not understand why it's not using straw. That's really baffling to me. But we will go ahead and jump in here, get this fired up, and we will get all of these bales loaded up. And we have a couple of grass bales. I think 3 maybe? Oh, we did not get the baling done. Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a whole bunch that didn't get done because it crashed. So I've got a little bit of extra baling to do yet. But it is going, I think this is going to be the end of what we do here in June. I've got a little fertilizer to spread and stuff. And it looks like some more baling I need to do. Quite possibly, anyway. But yeah, we'll go ahead, get all of these hay bales put into the storage, and I think we're going to call this an episode. So, if you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure you like, sub, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one.